as we turn our attention to the trophy presentation, which will be coming up now. The Barca players stay on the field, and despite the defeat tonight, we can put that to one side now. It's not the result they wanted to accompany the trophy presentation, but
look at the faces. Look at the faces, Andy. Some of the players, not to say every single player, are not happy. You know, these players are winners, and this is good to see. You know, going forward for Barcelona, they didn't want to lose tonight. Jordi Alba was right. We played against a fantastic team who played some really good football, and we have to give them credit for it. But you know, Lewandowski still talking about the game that Lenormand has given him. You know, what a difficult game is had, but now it's time to celebrate. Now I have to get over the frustration of a home defeat, and obviously you can see Busquets with Rubiales there, Joan Laporta, the president.
And it's time for Barcelona to receive the LaLiga trophy, and it'll be Sergio Busquets who lifts it aloft in Camp Nou. They're champions.
Sergio Busquets rep el trofeu de campions de Lliga de mans de Luis Rubiales, president de la Real Federación Española de Fútbol. Enhorabona, campions!
And goes without saying, Andrea, having won it with 4 games to spare, Busquets beaming with the trophy. They're deserved champions.
Yeah, they do. I mean, they've had a very good season. You know, I was going to say from the start, but I think that the opening game was a draw at home against Rayo Vallecano.
And then the second game was against Real Sociedad, which was the one that got it going.
Yeah.
First minute goal, Balde setting up Lewandowski, and then they were away.
Yeah, absolutely. So, you know, a season where, you know, they did what they had to do. They responded when they had to. I remember now the week of El Clásico where they lost. They lost in the Champions League against Inter Milan. The next game was at home against Athletic Club, an Athletic Club with Valverde playing some great football, and it was one of the best performances of the season from Barcelona. So, you know, they've been able to bounce back. They've shown resilience. They've shown quality for a long time as well. You know, probably too many 1-0s if you ask a few Barca fans, you know, but you can have everything. Defensively, they beat, you know, records. So, you know, a very good season.
Yeah, they're on track still to break the record for the fewest goals conceded in a season in La Liga. The record is 18, and they're now up to 15 with 3-goal games remaining, so they should break that. And would you say that's been the key? The strong defensive play all round as Busquets returns to the field now to share the trophy with his teammates?
I think, yeah, one of the keys, the belief as well. You know, this is great to see a happy Sergi Busquets, who was probably sub because, you know, he needed the time to go up and get the trophy. You know, but yeah, I think that defensively Barca have improved massively. You know, Ter Stegen has raised his level. We've seen great performances from both Araujo and Christensen. You know, I mentioned Xavi during commentary, and now they're all smiling.
Now they've managed to forget that they've just lost a game, and the party can commence. The confetti dropping down as they get ready to really celebrate. Looks like they're going to be waving on the technical staff as well. They get to join in the photo too. And a moment as well for that. It's nice that they've waved on all the coaching staff, the behind-the-scenes staff, because they're part of it. There's a lot of people in a football club, not just the 11 players you see on the field, and the manager always gets so much attention, obviously, but any top-class football club these days has a huge support staff.
There's so much work going on behind the scenes, you know, behind closed doors. Look at the staff, you know. I can see happy faces. You know, I've worked with some of them. You know, Joan Barbará was a third coach when I played for the B team. Ivan Torres was my fitness coach as well. You know, and he's doing a great job. So you have all our areas covered, and basically, you know, celebrating it as a team, you know, has so much meaning, and it's important to recognize the work of everybody. You know, from the kit man to the fitness coach, to the coach, of course, and the players.
And especially for those who, as you say, have been at the club for years and and seen some tough times recently, on and off the pitch. It's been very difficult for Barca over the last few years, but now they're back on the winning track. They've got another La Liga trophy, and even though I think anyone would acknowledge there's a lot of room for improvement, they're on the right track again.
Yeah, this is the next challenge. I mean, I always say it's easier to do it once you win. You know, especially such an important title, because La Liga is the hardest one to get. You need to be consistent. You need to perform week in, week out. And the next challenge for me, as we're going to hear, Sergio Busquets.
I want to thank Memphis, I thought every player who's been involved with the team this season. I would also like to thank all the staff, the ones who are in the shadows, who don't participate, who you don't see. This trophy is for them as well. You wanted to win titles. We want to be a great team, and we have the best fans. Thanks for all your help. Thanks for pushing us to win this league. Finally, this is just the beginning. Visca el Barça and Visca Catalunya.
Well, Sergio Busquets with the first words, and we'll now hear from the coach, Xavi Hernandez.
Good night, everyone. If you remember well, when we played the Gamper Trophy, when all Barcelona fans gathered together, we said it was going to be an important season, so I want to give first thanks to the president. We're not that bad, we're doing well. And also to all the board of directors for the support they have given us. We're very, very thankful to you. Thank you very much. Then I want to thank all my staff and all the players who really fought on the pitch during the whole season. Finally, I want to thank you. Without you, this wouldn't be the same. We have a spectacular fans. You've been supporting us during the whole season. Everybody in our home games, the people who came out of the street to celebrate. Visca Catalunya, Visca el Barça, and Visca Catalunya.
Yeah, campeones indeed. Barca are the champions. Rafa Severo with the translations there. The speeches from Sergio Busquets and Xavi. And now they can really start celebrating. And an interesting point in the speeches made, Andrea, by Sergio Busquets. This is just the beginning. It's not for him. He's leaving. But we've talked about new era and changes, and they want more. They want especially to return to dominance on the European stage next season and to retain La Liga next season. They're already looking ahead.
It's the starting point. I think the best way possible is by winning an important title. So he's seen enough in this squad to believe, that this is just the beginning. He also mentioned Aubameyang, Memphis Depay, players that had to leave. So that was a nice touch from Sergio Busquets. And then from Xavi, we've seen a few references, a very famous sentence from Joan Laporta, in his first reign when he said, "Al loro no estamos tan mal. Careful, we're not that bad, we're not in such a bad situation." So he said it. And he also said that, thanks to the fans, he feels goosebumps, the way Johan Cruyff used to say it. In Spain, we say, tenemos la piel de gallina, and Johan Cruyff said it wrongly, he said, la gallina de piel. So he also made that reference to Johan Cruyff, making sure that everyone knows, just in case you don't know it, that he is a Cruyffista. So he just follows, the DNA, the Barca DNA. So it was an emotional speech from Busquets, an emotional one from Xavi as well, and now is the time to celebrate him.
And well thought out by Xavi as well with those references.
Yeah.
And interesting that he was so keen to thank the president, Joan Laporta, and the board, because he knows just how much they backed him last summer with all the effort they went to, the famous levers that allowed them to sign Lewandowski, Koundé, etc., to build the squad that has done this.
Yeah, absolutely. Players that he really wanted. Of course, Robert Lewandowski was the main one. Jules Koundé, someone that he asked for, I would have to say desperately. So he was given, the resources that he asked for, and then he delivered.
As he had to.
Yeah,
as he had to.
Exactly, and he said it at the beginning of the season. Now the pressure's on me, as he's gonna get.
Don't drop him. Xavi being thrown high into the sky by his appreciative players. And he does seem to be a player a coach that has the respect of the players. He, having not retired long ago, he understands them. He knows what it's like to be a Barcelona player.
Yeah, and obviously, from day one, and the players going through a difficult moment. As we mentioned, the Real Sociedad players needing guidance from, from Manuel Alguacil. I thought the Barcelona players at the time when he took over, they needed the same. And he knows exactly what being a Barca player means, and hearing that respect from the player he was. But then when you become a coach, it doesn't last long if you don't show them you're good enough. And I think that it's more than clear that he is a fantastic coach, and one for the present of the club and for the future.
And for the present of the club, Robert Lewandowski holding the trophy has been huge, undoubtedly. 22 goals this season, leading scorer in the competition. For the future, can we expect him to be as good next season? He's going to be 35 soon.
Yeah, I think he's one of those. Now players last longer than before. They look after themselves perfectly. They know exactly, what kind of nutrition they need, the hydration. The training, at home is not only what you do on the training pitch, but looking after yourself during 24 hours. So, it can be there, hopefully, for Barca fans for a long time.
Well, the party will continue in the Camp Nou as the players head around on a lap of honour. They lost tonight's game. Great win for Real Sociedad to put them really close to the Champions League, but ending on a high for Barcelona as they lift the La Liga trophy. Barcelona are champions.